Alright, Shalom. First I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle and elders of GreatMillStone and rule well. And Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Kakadash. Brak thumb to the elect out there. Just a quick video. I'm at work, so it's one of them quick ones. I wanted to get into faith and prayer. Okay, because I personally had a little experience recently at work, which I'll speak about, and just put the spirit on me to make this video, man, brothers. This is Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. Right? So the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, He gives you the gift of faith. Okay, you can't just wake up. You can't just wake up one day and you've got more faith, unless unless the Lord gives it to you, man. As with anything, okay. So when a man hears this word and he comes into this truth, or it stifles up something in him, that's because the Lord has given that to him, man. The faith to believe, okay. Because you got guys that might go through, spiritual experiences and just be dead to it, man, not realize what the hell's going on. But then you also got people who might go through the smallest of things, but those small things can actually be a really big thing to that person who can spiritually discern what's going on, because they have the faith. This is James chapter 5 verse 16. Confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. Now the points here, it says, the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So, hey, making constant prayer. Now, first of all, to make a prayer in the first place, you've got to have faith. So the Lord's got to gift you that ability. Now, once you've actually got that, and you can start praying and calling upon the Lord. Now, one of the most important things in this truth, if not the most important thing, is the name of the Lord. That's the key. Okay? The Lord's given us his name, which is Yahweh, and his son's name, which is Yahushai. And when we call upon him through his son. So we say Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, which means in the name, Yahweh in the name Yahushai. Pursuant to Acts, there's no other name that we can call upon where we must be saved. Okay? So, going back to the point, it says the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So if you're in this truth, you gotta make sure that you get your praying tongue out, man. You gotta keep praying. Because, hey, I'm sure brothers not know this, man. Sometimes you get them late answers. Sometimes you get them quick answers. Sometimes you get no answers. But hey, either way, the Lord's hearing you, man. Okay, that's the whole point of the prayer in the first place. Scriptures talk about the vows, where the prayer of the saints it comes up with the angels, man. Okay, and it goes before the Lord. Now, the experience that I experienced recently, which is very small, it's not a biggie. It's small, but it was a biggie to me, because I really needed it at that moment, man. When you might have a little moment of a lack of faith, and you just need that confirmation. The Lord will give that to you. And basically, I was having a tough time at work, and I'm in a kind of like a sales job, and for about 2 months, I wasn't doing nothing, not for lack of trying. I was putting in the work, but there's nothing coming out of it, which shows that it's all of the Lord. And I basically prayed, and I asked the Lord, please have mercy on me, send me something, put something in my hand. And just as we're about to close, man, someone walked in, and it got set up for a deal. And it was the most clean deal. There was no hiccups about it. It was just clean. And in terms of my daily bread, that is a good thing, because you get these fucking managers and all that looking at you sideways when you ain't done something in a while, even if you're trying your hardest, and that's just what it is. But hey, the Lord had mercy, man, and that's because I had faith and I believed, I had hope. And just at the very last couple minutes, the Lord saved you. And you know what? That's how we got to be in this truth, because it says in the scriptures, it says that the righteous shall scarcely be saved, man. So, hey, even before, to the minute that you get beamed up into that chariot, until that happens, you got to keep that faith to the very last minute. Even if you see other people getting beamed up, or you see, you see the fire coming towards you, and you got to have faith into the very last minuscule second, man, that the Lord's got your back, man. Okay, even when you get your head chopped off for this word, you got to have faith. You got to have faith, man. Get this next scripture. It says Luke chapter 18. Start from the top. This is Luke chapter 18 verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not faint, not to faint. Hey, because we got that's the point. We got to pray. We always got to pray, man, and faint not, man. You know what I mean? You got. Hey, we can't do this on our own. You're in the flesh. You've got to pray to a higher power. You've got to pray to Yahweh Shai to give you the strength to continue, man. Prayer is very important, man. I know the apostles always talk about that, man. Prayer is very important. And you'll find it all throughout the scriptures. Men of the Lord are always praying. Now, listen to this parable. It says, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city. And she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Right? And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? You know, you read Ezekiel 9:4, you know that's going to happen. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Hey, because we're on a faith-wise, faith ain't on the level of what it was in those days. But hey, even then, hey, the Lord's given us faith, man. And the faith is going to flourish even more, man. When we get into this kingdom, we're going to be able to move mountains, man. Okay? Because we're going to have that faith, man. We're going to have the laws in our minds. We're going to know. Now, I had another scripture. Where was it? Oh yeah, it's just a quick one to the point. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:16. Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing. Right? So there's never a reason to. Scripture says pray without ceasing. There's never a reason not to stop praying. You might be walking on the road, and you might, think to go. Okay, I'm gonna go cross the road now. You see a car coming, you got to quickly proper prayer, oh, Lord, hope that car don't hit me. Now, I know that we don't always do that because, hey, we're in the flesh. Do you know what I mean? Try and pray to the most that you can. Sometimes you're in your mind. But, hey, I've got another scripture that's going to explain that, man. It says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh in Mashiach, in Yahweh Shai Mashiach concerning you. Right? So, when you do get these little answers that boost up your faith, you also got to make sure that you give the thanks, man. You got to give honor due where it is due, man. Okay, you can't just be like, oh, okay, that happened, and you can't be like these people in this world where it's just like, so these people in the world, man, something happens, and then they're just like, okay, well, that just happened, the cosmic universe. They don't realize, hey, it's the Most High that set that up, man. Okay, it's the Most High that set that up. This is what I wanted to get because I made that point. Romans chapter 8. Right. This is Romans chapter 8 verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought. So sometimes we don't even know what we need to pray for, man. We're just walking. You're going through life thinking that, well, as a man of the Lord, you're meant to be, always be sober and be vigilant. You're meant to be, what's the word, man? I forgot the word now. Begins with C. Basically, you got to be looking around at all times, man. Making sure that everything's, you got to be wary, basically, man. It's truth, because we got enemies. We've got people out there that want to do us damage, man. For the Lord, man. Okay. Well, I can't remember the word. probably put in a comment board or something later. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, these prayers, the prayers are made for us. It says, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. So things that we ain't even saying, and it spiritually be that vibration is being sent out as a prayer, man. Because hey, how many times that happened? You know, you want something to happen, you might not voice it or think it, and then it just happens, you know. And that's the Lord, man. It says, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. And who that's talking about? That's talking about the men of the Lord, man, the elect. You know? Talking about the elect, man. Is there any more on this? Yeah, that's cool, man. Let's hit the point, man. Hey, so, you know, prayer is important, you know. And I remember one of the brothers, one of the elder brothers over here, he mentioned one time that, you know, pray for a tongue to pray, you know. That's just, you know, so the Lord puts that spirit on you to pray more, to beg him more. That's what prayer is. You're just begging the Lord, man, you know. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to be loyal dogs, okay, that pray and beg, man. Beg for mercy, beg for forgiveness every day. You got the Lord's Prayer giving you an example of how to pray, you know. And that's what it is, man. Try and learn the Hebrew, so you pray in the Hebrew as much as you can. You know, if you don't know the Hebrew like that, you know, hey, the Spirit make groanings for us, man. You know, pray in English if you have to, man, or whatever language, whatever have you, man. But you know, really, the ancient Hebrew is the one, okay. Anyway, you know, keep up, brothers. In 2018, we're almost out of here. You know, shalom.